So today we're doing a little experiment. I'm gonna go for a hike, but I am not going to plan a single thing myself. I'm actually gonna let AI plan the entire trip, from the hike that I do, the route that I take, what I wear, what I eat, what I pack. I wanna throw all of this into the hands of AI. And then for this experiment, we're gonna see if AI can plan a good hike, make it successful, make it fun, and most importantly, make it safe, make sure I have everything. So I'm going to give it the prompt, and I'm only going to do the things it tells me to do. So I feel like this could be interesting. Could you please plan a hike for me that would take about 5 hours, within an hour to an hour and a half from Guilford, New Hampshire, with a moderate difficulty level, but nothing over 4,000 feet.
Mount Cardigan is a fantastic option. The hike to the summit via the West Ridge Trail is around 3.1 miles round trip. And if you add a loop to Fire Screw, it becomes about 5.5 miles total. Usually, it takes about 4 to 5 hours to complete. It's a popular hike with great scenery and well-marked trails.
That sounds like a really good idea. I've done Mount Cardigan, but I haven't heard of the Fire Screw. So let's try it out. Can you help me with the nutrition for this hike? Tell me what to eat before the hike, and also tell me exactly what to pack for food for the hike.
Absolutely. Here's a quick rundown. Before the hike, oatmeal with nuts and fruit, or whole grain toast with peanut butter and banana. Stay hydrated, drink water or an electrolyte drink.
So this is my AI breakfast. I know it gave me the option between oatmeal or toast, but I decided to go with both because I was hungry. And then got my element and my water right here.
To pack for the hike, trail mix or nuts, energy bars or granola bars, fresh fruit like apples or oranges, a sandwich, whole grain with lean protein like turkey or hummus and veggies, cheese or jerky for protein, electrolyte drink or a sports drink for extra hydration. This combo will keep your energy up and help you stay fueled throughout the hike.
Tell me what to put in my backpack for this hike.
Of course, here's a quick list of essentials. Water at least 2 liters, snacks or lunch, trail map or GPS, first aid kit, extra layers in case of weather changes, headlamp or flashlight, sun protection, sunscreen, sunglasses, hat, emergency whistle, knife, lightweight rain gear. These should cover your bases and keep you well prepared for the hike.
So I'm excited to take this information, head to Mount Cardigan, and see how this hike goes. So I just made it to the parking lot for Mount Cardigan. I was thinking it was going to be an easy drive, about an hour and a half, but I feel like I just spent the last half hour dodging potholes on the worst dirt road that I've been on in a very long time. Every 5 seconds I thought I was going to pop a tire and I was getting so nervous, but I made it here. Let's get out of the car. So our first little hiccup using AI to plan this hike. AI does not take into consideration that this road to the trailhead is closed this time of year. So luckily there was a little parking lot back there, and there were about 3 other cars, and it's about a quarter of a mile up walking this road to get to the actual trailhead. Just a quick side note, just so you know, I am personally prepared for this hike. I've done it before. I knew that was the case. I'm just, for the sake of this video, doing what AI tells me to do. So I am going to do some tweaks here and there when I feel like I need to, but I will definitely let you know when that happens. So after 0.6 miles of walking up the road, I got to this parking lot and picnic area. Then I started the actual trail, and it was 1.5 miles to the summit of Mount Cardigan and the fire tower. Half a mile to the tower. I've just been booking it up this mountain. It's going well. I keep looking up and I don't know if the mountain's just gonna keep on going or if the tower is gonna pop out of nowhere. I am just following the cairns because that's really the only thing you can see up here. Now we got the first look at the tower. Unfortunately, I have to do a quick voiceover because when I was talking up here, the wind was so strong and it sounded like this. So I feel like I'm warm enough to But I was basically saying that I am so happy that I packed all these extra layers, like my buff, my hat, my gloves, my winter jacket, because it allowed me to be comfortable enough to sit at the summit and enjoy my lunch. This is a lot more thought out than what I would usually take on a hike. I was also saying that I was really excited for lunch because my meal that AI picked for me was a lot more thought out than I would normally go for. I feel like I got a lot of different types of food, and it wasn't my typical protein bar or bag of candy that I just picked up at Dollar General on my way to the hike. I am obsessed with these protein energy bars that I make. I found the recipe online. It's super simple. It's mostly like oats, peanut butter, honey, flaxseed, chia seed, coconut oil. And usually I melt some chocolate, do like a little chocolate drizzle on top, but I just have these ones plain. Oh, there's also protein powder in there. These are so good. So now that I stuffed my face with my lunch, that was so good, I'm gonna make myself an Element electrolyte drink. I think it's awesome that AI told me to both have electrolytes this morning with breakfast and also to pack some on my hike. That just confirms how important electrolytes are when you do things like this. Sometimes water's not enough. You really need the electrolytes so you can perform at your best. And Element is my favorite, has always been my favorite just because it tastes so good and it's a science-backed formula. I really love the ingredients, super simple. It's got the sodium, potassium, and magnesium, and it doesn't have anything you don't need. I always have a separate water bottle just for my electrolytes. They're very important to me. I had the orange salt flavor this morning with my breakfast. I love having the orange in the morning because it reminds me of an orange juice. It just reminds me of the morning. And then right now I'm having a raspberry. I really look forward to Element. I really look forward to how it makes me feel on these hikes. And it's such a peace of mind drinking this and knowing that I'm hydrated so I don't get the headaches, don't get the muscle cramps, the brain fog, the fatigue. There's just so many things that come with being dehydrated. It's not worth it. As always, you can use my link, which is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. And if you place an order on the website, you'll get a free sample pack thrown in so you can try all the flavors: orange, raspberry, citrus, grapefruit. There's so many really good ones. So again, that's drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. So I'm actually gonna pack up right now. Just spent enough time up here to eat my lunch and hydrate. I'll put on the screen right now the mountain forecast for Mount Cardigan right now. Oh my god, ice is falling from this thing. I think it says it's in like the low 30s, but it's a cold 30 degrees. You know, there's like different types of cold. Like 30 degrees here on an open summit is a lot colder than 30 degrees out in Colorado having an iced coffee on the patio. Like I feel like you can get a tan doing that. But yeah, it's cold, a little bit windy. So as I was up there getting a little cold, I made the decision not to go check out Fire Screw Mountain. I'm just gonna hit the summit of Cardigan, turn around, and go back down the same way. I was just really getting colder and colder, and I'm like above tree line right now. The visibility is really low, and I didn't really want to put in the effort of trying to find a place that I'm a little unfamiliar of. There is a sign right here saying Fire Screw 0.6 miles, so it is marked, but like sometimes trying to navigate when it's really cold out is a little stressful, and I don't want to be stressed right now. I had a really nice lunch up at the summit, and I just want to leave it at that, turn around and go back down. Like the rock slabs are a little slippery, not enough to need spikes, but enough to be really careful with my foot placement, especially going down. So I think I'm gonna put my phone away and go down off this mountain, and then I want to recap the outfit that AI told me to wear and also the things in my pack, because I packed everything that AI told me to, but I did end up adding a few things for just like safety and comfort. So I do definitely want to go over that and recap this hike, see if AI actually can plan a hike, and if maybe I'll do this in the future, like for future hikes I'll save my thoughts for the end. I'm just finishing up the hike right now, and surprisingly going down the wet rocks felt a lot less slippery. That descent went very quick and easy. So when it comes to the clothes that AI told me to pack for this hike, I'll put it on the screen right now so we don't have to listen to her voice again. I think she did a pretty solid job picking my clothes. There was a key thing that she did forget, but I did have my base layer, my fleece mid layer, and she did say a weather resistant outer layer. I had a rain jacket in mind. That's usually my outer layer this time of year, but I started with it in my pack, and then once I got to the summit, I just skipped right past the rain layer and needed my puffy, and I've had this on ever since. She did tell me to pack gloves and a hat, which was key. Those definitely came in handy and helped me stay warm up there. And then socks and hiking boots, perfect. I had my Darn Toughs and my Sauconys. Those worked very well. The only issue, the only thing she got wrong was that she didn't tell me to wear hiking pants. She did tell me to wear base layers, and when I hear base layers, this is what I have in mind. This is what I have at home, and this isn't something that I would hike in. So I didn't wear base layers on the bottom. Instead, I wore my hiking pants from backcountry. They're fleece lined. They are water resistant on the outside, and they're what I wear all winter and then when it's cold like this season. So I think it went really well. She did tell me to pack sunglasses and a hat for sun protection. That wasn't really an issue today. And I did end up wearing my buff, which she didn't say, but I always hike with this thing. As always, I started with it on my head, but it was really nice having it at the summit to keep myself warm like this. And that's my outfit. I'm pretty excited because I have food left over. I didn't even touch my orange slices, so I have a lot of good snacks for the hour and a half drive back home. I felt like it was too cold at the summit to have orange slices, but they're really hitting the spot right now. That ended up taking exactly 2.5 hours from car to summit and back, and then it totaled 4.23 miles. Usually I leave myself some coffee for the ride home, but it is completely gone. Okay, I was just driving and I had to stop because that creeped me out. So I have a few final notes and to wrap up the question of can AI plan a hike. First, AI did not know that that road was going to be closed this time of year. That added about 1.3 miles and 300 feet of elevation gain to my total hike. That wasn't bad, but there are roadwalks in the winter in New Hampshire and the White Mountains that are much longer than that. So if you are using AI to plan your hike, definitely do your research on the conditions and the road closures yourself and don't rely on AI. Now, the original plan that they gave me was to hike Mount Cardigan and Fire Screw Mountain. And I know Mount Cardigan, that's a very popular one, but this was the first time I had heard of Fire Screw. And I understand why AI told me to include that in the loop, because I did ask for a hike that was about 5 or 6 hours long, and hiking Mount Cardigan on its own wasn't going to be long enough. So that's why I think it took me on that little extra detour, was just to make the hike a little longer. But with the added road walk and a couple other factors, I ended up not needing to do Fire Screw, and I'm very happy with that decision. Now, when it comes to what AI told me to pack for the hike, I think it did a good job. I think it hit most of the 10 essentials, if not all of them. I think the only 10 essentials that it missed was a compass and matches or some sort of fire starter. Gear that I did add to my pack that AI didn't tell me to bring, but I brought anyways just to make it a little more safe or a little more comfortable was, and I have it listed here. I brought matches, an extra battery bank for my phone, a Kula cloth, my hike safe card, my buff, a watch, and my tripod. Now, I do feel like this time of year, micro spikes are important to take on hikes, and AI did not tell me to bring any sort of traction, micro spikes, or snowshoes, especially because the day before I went on this hike, it did snow, and there was snow on the trail. It was icy and slippery in some spots, but I didn't feel like I needed micro spikes on this hike. I was able to walk on the snow, walk around the ice just fine. It wasn't an issue for me, but I feel like that's something that you should really be bringing this time of year. I also feel like that might have been on me. I feel like I could have fed AI the information. I could have fed it the date or the time of year or trail conditions from other nearby mountains, and it probably would have given me a more accurate gear list, and it probably would have known to tell me to pack any sort of traction. So going forward, if I was to use AI in the future, I would definitely need to be a little more specific on the trail conditions. I absolutely love what it told me to eat and what it told me to pack for food on this hike because I know nutrition is really important and I don't always put enough effort into it. Like I said, I usually take, I don't know, a bag of candy from the Dollar General or like a bag of jerky. I don't put much thought into it. The most that I ever do is pack like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. On this hike, I had a turkey and cheese sandwich, and I feel like that was just much more substance. I had a little bit of everything: fruit, nuts, trail mix. And then it also told me to pack at least 2 liters of water. I feel like that was a lot. I don't even think I drank half of that, but it is really good to have extra water. And I did drink most of the water, the extra water on the way home and when I got home. So I think the amount of food it told me to pack was absolutely perfect for the hike. I already recapped the outfit, so I don't need to do that again right now. So, would I use AI to help plan hikes in the future? And I feel like I absolutely would. I really had fun with this. AI really does help me in like so many different aspects of my life. It gives me recipes and meal planning ideas. It helps me figure out how to use my editing software and like troubleshoot computer issues. It can give you a lot of really good information, and I think it could be really good with getting ideas to go hiking. But when it comes to using AI to plan your hike or your backpacking trip or anything like that, I think it's a good tool to give you ideas and get you started, but it is so important to do your own research afterwards. So, for instance, I could feed into AI that I am looking for 10 ideas for a lesser known hike in New Hampshire that's about 5 miles long. And I can look at the list of what it gives me and I can do research on the ones that intrigue me and yeah, do my own research before I actually go out and do any of them. But it is good for getting ideas. So let me know about your thoughts on AI. Do you use it in your everyday life? Do you use it to plan your hikes? Anything like that? Would you ever use it in the future? Let me know in the comments and I will see you in the next video. All right, AI, how do you think this went?
Well, I was feeling pretty proud of myself until you totally ghosted Fire Screw. I gave you a full on scenic 5 hour loop, and you were like, nah, I'm good, rude. But, okay, aside from the minor betrayal, I think it went pretty well. I missed the road closure. Not gonna lie, that one stung. And I should have reminded you to bring microspikes. But your pack was solid, your snacks were elite, and let's be honest, you look great out there. Next time, give me trail conditions, and maybe commit to the full hike. I'll be here, ready to overplan your life like a boss.